100. So I think we're going to be getting the game here very quickly. Actually, the first game, Pixabans, have already started. So I'm going to drop you into Zacubus' screen and show you what is going down here for this one.
Yeah.
And I'm just waiting for the music to kick in, but it hasn't.
No music kicking in.
All right. Okay. Well, we'll go with that. That's fine.
Clockwork thinking about its ban, but I'm guessing it's going to be an Atomic Wonder Woman, a Harley Quinn, perhaps. Oh, Wonder Woman. Original Prime Wonder Woman coming in from ban. But Ice Vice going for that Atomic Wonder Woman. Standard.
I thought you were going to say Ice Ice Baby for some reason.
Yeah, probably was. I'm thinking it myself. But that's just a very standard ban. She's really, really just totally broken at the moment. Everybody's just banning her. Apparently it's something to do with her instant animation, as well as just great jungle clear as well. Just, you don't want that hanging around you. But I would suggest a Harley Quinn, get rid of that really beastie support. But is that going to happen, Jason? Who knows? We don't know.
I bet someone does know. Clockworks.
He should do.
Or he will know within the next 10 seconds, because that's all he has left here to ban out. But of course, the Blue Legion side will be in Faculty, and the Red Squad side will be TMU. And you called it, Harley Quinn being the final ban coming out of them. And now, obviously, at the side of TMU. Let's see what they're going to take away. And obviously, this is the first actual game that we've casted since the major patch update that happened back in September, after the Season 1 finals, where you were on your 30th birthday.
Yes.
I mean, 20th.
I'm old now.
You look very young.
Thank you.
But we will see a Joker actually as the final ban coming in.
Yeah, that's a great ban. Good ban, you know, always good on those.
Cascat.
Your favourite.
She's fantastic.
She was often banned actually quite recently from past weeks from when I was doing my research as well. And Joker, always a common ban as well, just for, you know, his ultimate appeal that you can really sort of get people out of those annoying fights.
There's the music.
There it is. It's come back.
Yeah. Well, look what we have
Like
picked up
magic.
here. This is looking very reminiscent of
Yeah,
a year ago. Back in like in the Winter Championship with Atomic Joker coming into play. Obviously being that beefy beefy solo laner that he can be. And of course, Atomic Green Lantern as well picked up here.
Yeah.
Now a Gas Bat being set on.
That's a good pick. I'm liking it, but nope. Switching up, picking up the Batman perhaps. I believe that'll be the top lane, surely. It's either Gascat top lane or she's jungle. But we're going to see what they're going to actually pick here.
I would assume she's most likely going to be jungle, because if we were to match up, you know, Atomic Joker versus Gascat, I feel like Gascat really won't win. It won't have the damage to really push, you know, the Atomic Joker out of lane.
I'm not entirely sure if that pick was the correct.
Or sorry,
pick.
Gaslight Joker. Wow, I keep saying Atomic Joker for some reason.
I don't know why, but that gas bat just doesn't do it for me. It just seems a little bit too early. I think they should have maybe gone get the jungler. Well, they're not the jungler. The top lane sorted, and it just seems out of order to me.
Well, who would have guessed that JL Green Arrow would pick Green Arrow? And I have to say, I'm quite proud of myself. I actually been watching the Arrow series.
Have you?
Yeah, I've caught up on all of it.
I haven't seen the new season yet, so don't spoil anything for me.
Okay. I've also been catching up on The Flash.
Yeah.
The TV show. I really like the crossover they did between the two shows, actually.
They did a crossover.
A great crossover, actually. So, in like episode 1 of The Flash, he actually meets the Green Arrow. And then during the Green Arrow season 2, you meet the Flash for the first time. He's actually a character on the show that came onto the Green Arrow show.
Yeah.
And then later on that same season, you find his assistants. So it's really cool the crossover they did. But, of course, the other picks are coming in here, and let's go over these really quickly.
They're coming in fast.
Yeah,
so we've got Atomic Poison Ivy coming in for Freakster. We've got the Green Arrow on Green Arrow. Handgun picking up Nightmare Superman there, which, you know, we're seeing a lot more controllers, a lot more used rather than, well, usually the double tank sort of is a little bit more phased out now, but...
I feel like I said a long time ago that Nightmare Superman is actually pretty damn good.
Yeah.
That ultimate out of him is just...
Condemn, just locking down a person for a good couple of seconds while you can output as much damage. Yeah, it's beautiful.
And if you pull them into your team, it's just like, bam. I mean, you can either go both ways. You can obviously lock them down, then pull them, or pull them, then lock them. And, well, you're not going to escape either way.
Exactly. You've got a lot of crowd control and Vortex. A Nightmare Robin as well. This is the good kind of Robin. I like this
I don't
Robin.
know. I thought we saw some good ones back at the season 1.
That's true. Yeah, that's true. Darky did
I mean, we all hated to say it, but, you know, he made Robin look good.
He did make Robin look good. And that's Robin Prime, but this is Nightmare Robin, who is just a different kettle of fish entirely. He's absolutely brutal as an assassin. And I'm pretty interested to see what's going to go jungle, because Nightmare Robin can go jungle, and that Gas Cat as well. So maybe Gas Cat will go top lane.
Isn't API going to go jungle? And then Poison Ivy is going to be support. And then Gas Cat's going to... Wait.
Who's mid lane in that?
Nightmare Superman. Or
Okay.
Nightmare Robin. Wow.
Nightmare Robin's going to go mid.
I think Nightmare Robin's going to go mid.
Yeah.
But I think that means Gas Cat's going top.
No, she's going jungle. Gas Cat's,
Okay, so
yeah.
API's going top.
Yep. Or Prime. No, Prime will go down bot. It's all mixed up now. It's all changed. My meta knowledge has gone out the window. It's been kicked through the door. It's had enough and it's left it. And we've got a Mecha Wonder Woman as well, being picked up as well, which is always sort of the standard marksman that you'd get. That we usually see anyway, that I've seen in previous games.
Oh, here we go, get underway here in just a few seconds, back into game. And if you're going to put your money on one of these teams, here's Zacubus.
I knew you were going to ask me that question, and that's a tough question. Oh, I'm going to say N Faculty's team. Though the Gasbat does sort of not sit well with me still, but I think it's a far better team, especially the slow ability that Poison Ivy's going to have in that team fight. Just the output damage as well. They're going to be able to pick off those very, very squishy.
Go ahead.
You just gave it.
I just remembered something.
What did you remember?
There is a skin on a certain hero that you fell in love with last time we did a show together.
Oh, yes, it's an interesting skin.
Do you want to go into that at all?
No,
for us,
let's leave it. I think it was. It's better left unknown.
Okay.
Wouldn't you agree?
I mean, if people want to go back and look at VODs, then they can very well do that.
They can do. And you totally lost my train of thought with that big grinning smile. But basically, they've got a lot of assassin damage on N Faculty side, so they can really annihilate that Nightmare Superman, that Green Arrow, and also that Mecha Wonder Woman very quickly. But then again, they do have two very tanky tanks. And it looks like we're going to have the Atomic Green Lantern as well going on that jungle for Magic Unicorn. What a name.
That's why I'm keeping it to TMU for the rest of the time. I just can't bring myself to say it.
You just don't believe in unicorns, do you?
I just can't bring myself to say it, you know? The only time I've ever believed in unicorns was the Cabin in the Woods movie, where it impaled a person, which was quite awesome to see.
I've not seen that, but it sounds quite brutal for Halloween.
It was. All right, so Gas Cat, as you can see, she's going to be backing away here. Does obviously spot out 3 men trying to push into her side of the jungle. And, I'm trying to think. When it comes to, like, team fights, I'm really curious.
It's all going to be down to positioning, where Ice Vice and Blizzard are going to be, essentially, for Magic Unicorn. They're not positioned right in the front of the fights, and if they don't kite away those assassins from their squishies, then it's game over.
I just feel like the side of N Faculty doesn't have the best frontline defense. And if you look on the other side, you know, for TMU, they have, I mean, beefy, tanky heroes.
I believe, well, with that Prime Poison Ivy, she can actually save the squishier champions, though, quite well. When she builds up more will, it helps her shield grow on her Fawn Shield. So, you know, I'm not entirely sure how good the scaling is since the recent, you know, patch changes and such, but, you know, it could be really, really brutal, that because she's been picked out a lot now as that, like, primary support in that bottom lane. So we'll have to wait and see what she brings to the table.
All right, well, before we actually do fully get into this game, I guess we should maybe go over just the general changes for people who are not too familiar with the big patch that happened back in September. Do you want to go over a couple of those really quickly?
I would, but we've got some big action coming in on the top lane, and Freakster is very, very low, and so is Winter Blizz, and that could have been a first blood for that top lane. Those two tanks very, very doing lots of damage there, Jason. Bit of a surprise. But main changes, the EMPs are no longer the EMPs. They're now the Raider Towers. So we've actually got some observation towers that you can pick up earlier on. And they spawn in a little bit later than usual. They're going to be kicking off in about, I think, about 50 seconds on the 3-minute mark. And then, you know, those are very, very key to getting that early sort of positional control with the camera placements. The EMP is now on the Raider. And that spawns in the 5-minute mark as well. And the Leviathan is one of the big changes as well. It drops free drops, the Meteorite drop, the shield, and also an EMP as well. But it's very doable now, and we're going to see it actually being played for a lot more. as well, which is a really cool thing because it was so underplayed in, you know, the first season.
One thing I really love as well is that at 20 minutes, Leviathan will and Raider, if they're not opened up, will spawn in automatically.
Yep.
So it actually makes it more of like a reasonable objective to go for. In the past, teams would just never open up the actual dome, never really open up that sphere to make it so they could go for it, because then obviously the team would know that it could be done, or vice versa, they could sneak it away from you. But I like that change. It makes it more of a usable thing. You know, in the past it was just kind of like a buff you never really went for.
Yeah, but it also forces you to actually put cameras there now. So you have to have some more positional control and more camera placements to actually, you know, take advantage of that.
And also, I just kind of realized, I don't know if you picked up on it, but I sure as hell didn't. We have a Mecha Wonder Woman and we have a Green Arrow. So we have like 2 ranged marksmen.
Yep. Green Arrow taking in the mid, and that seems very unusual as well, but he seems to be holding off quite well. Maybe this is a favoured tactic at the moment. If you get a Nightmare Robin going mid, that's exactly how you counter it, with some big-ass range, making sure that you're never too close to those really sharp blades that he has on his persons, but it's not always nice to be close to big, sharp blades.
No, never. But we do have, looks like Gascat potentially coming in for a gank onto middle here. Winter's been around the map quite a bit here, but he's been unsuccessful with his ganks for the majority of the time. Now he's going to go in for the Green Arrow, played by Green Arrow, and unfortunately just going to force him back. And I mean, that's kind of the downside at the moment. You know, you don't really have any CC with Gascat. And I mean, Nightmare Robin, he does have a little bit of CC, but mostly when he hits that ultimate.
Yeah, there's not much crowd control really.
Well, it's not even really CC at the time. It's just increased movement speed for him.
I mean, Nightmare Robin does have some CC, but it's hard to hit with the arcing blades. Yeah. You've got to hit it bang on, otherwise it doesn't land. What I like to do, though, is actually get super strength on him. And then, you know, you land the meteorite, get the stun there, and then you follow it up with arcing blades, or vice versa, the other way around.
True.
And they just are stuck for about 3 seconds while you keep right on top of them, and then use your reflexes to bring in really closer as well, because he's got that leap ability as well.
I think I figured out the comp of faculty. I think I figured out what they're doing.
Oh, yeah? Hit me with it.
Okay. So get
Theorize.
this. So Nightmare Robin and Gascat act very similar. The ultimates dash into the target to try to burst them down kind of really quickly, obviously based off missing out. So they both dive in really deep off of the back of Poison or API getting a lockdown or a root on someone. And then API kind of just walks in, gives them the stealth to escape if they need it. So they're trying to go for like a potential burst someone down quickly combo. You have Gascat's ultimate to come across, obviously try to hit that same target. And if they can kill one person, then they have a 5-on-4 fight, and they have the ability to escape with API as long as she's tanky enough to deal with it, which is why she's going to be in that solo lane. They get tanky really quickly.
I like it.
I like it too.
It's good thinking, but did they think of that? That's the thing.
I would hope so. I mean, if I can think of something like that, I sure as hell think they could, but whether or not they did is a different question.
Winter Blizz almost getting Fat Man on him. And you never want that Fat Man on you.
Nope.
Gaslight Joker is looking pretty good right now. And I mean, he's always going to be comfortable in that top lane. And there's not many ganks going up there, let's be honest. And
well, it seemed like the early pressure that you know, Green Lantern put onto it was really enough to kind of give him a little bit of a lead, it seems. And not really necessary for any more ganks to come in there.
But yeah, I always feel there's this point where as if you give him too much room, you might as well just never go for him anymore. And just let it landslide even more. But you know, if you can avoid him in those fights, or if he doesn't turn up to the right team fights, then sometimes it's a player that, you know, is useless anyway. So
I think that's their biggest problem, is because they're a team really dependent, at least from what I was saying earlier on, to burst someone down quickly. And you're not going to burst an Atomic Green Lantern or a Gaslight Joker down quickly. It's just not going to happen. You have to hit Green Arrow, or maybe even Mecha Wonder Woman. But then again, you have Nightmare Superman to just defend you with and give you that ultimate to kind of hold someone off. So it's going to be very difficult for them to pull off this strategy. And I think it honestly, it could be their downfall of kind of putting all their money in one basket, or all their eggs in one basket.
Cyborg would have been great for those 2 champions.
Yeah. But then you kind of have to completely change the comp around, right? Because you have to keep like a protect the marksman kind of composition, or protect the cyborg.
They do already have that. I think that Prime Poison Ivy does a good job of that, and we'll probably see it in a bit, providing he didn't miss that shield, which he clearly did. I saw that. Don't worry.
Nah, that didn't happen. It wasn't caught on stream.
Big misclick. But Green Arrow actually doing okay in the mid, but pretty even levels, and Clockwork looks like he wants to get comfortable for a gank pretty soon, especially with that Gascat on the rotation. But we have a little bit of damage coming in on the top lane. Freaksa trying to get back to his tower. I'm not sure if he's going to make it. That Rat Swarm is doing a lot of damage, and we've got a teleport coming in from the Nightmare Robin. He's going to come in and try and find Blizzard, and he does. And can he find Ice Vice as well? He's keeping on top of him. And can he keep up the pace? I'm not entirely sure. Will he have an Arcing Blade just in time? No, he won't. But he does find one of the tankier champions. And it looks like Green Arrow is coming up here. Return with that Thermite Arrow as well. And Robin's going to have to back off a little bit.
Well, they will trade 1 for 1 there. Fortunately, the kill, though, if you look, it did go over to Gaslight Joker. But, of course, Nightmare Robin is able to get one as well. But, I mean, in terms of how this game's going, it's pretty damn close. I mean, there's a 100 credit difference between the two teams. See Clockwork still stay up to the top side, going for Ice Spice yet again. He won't get the knockdown. He will be forced back, but Winter coming in from the backside here, looking for potential to kill. It could go off here. One more attack will be enough. But no, he barely escapes. However, at the end, Winter does finally solidify the kill and take things to 2-1 here now in favor of End Faculty. And if we're to be honest, End Faculty are the favorites in this one.
Yeah, and that was actually really nice play by Winter. What he had to do there, like, because he was just coming out of range against Gas Joker there. They had to force users detonate on the drone wave to actually get the damage and the slow, so he could just catch up a little bit and actually finish it off. And that was really nice play. Quick thinking there from Winter.
I'm playing around with the spectator mode between the two, the items and the hero bars.
I love the new look. Anyway, it looks so much better.
It's a lot cleaner.
It is a lot cleaner. It is a lot cleaner. The whole game is just so smooth and fluid now in terms of this spectator mode.
All right, well, about to hit that 10-minute mark here, and you know this is the big change. You know, what did we used to see at that 9-minute mark at a Dignitas back when we were doing this 3 monthlies back to back to back?
Always a raider.
Exactly, and right now we haven't seen any of that happen so far here. Not even it being opened up, that pod still honestly sealed away.
It's a lot slower pace than the Dig boys, let's be honest. The Dig guys like to get a kill and then go straight for something objectively, but it's a little bit more, you know, holding back and waiting for exactly the right moment rather than just waiting for the small chance of being able to get it, perhaps.
And not to mention that the big change of the health drops. You can't like stack up a tier 2 health drop and then put it for your team, obviously with the aura effect, and keep everyone healed up. It's a little bit different now with how things were changed. And as you see, bottom side going to be going for the chase here. Nightmare Superman getting caught out. Winter coming in from the back, and that will be a kill coming in. Obviously, Nightmare Superman going to stick around for a little bit longer. Those tentacles. The ghost tentacles. I mean, tentacles are already bad, but having ghost tentacles is a little bit more scary.
It's pretty freaky. It looks very Final Fantasy, the movie.
I was thinking Resident Evil for some reason, but no, Final Fantasy. Yeah.
But yeah, I'd be definitely freaked out, especially it being just Halloween gone past.
Would you call Poison Ivy's roots tentacles, or are they just roots?
They're just roots, man.
Okay.
But I mean, which one? I mean, they kind of are tentacly-y.
Tentacle roots. So we have ghost roots and we have tentacle roots.
They like roots in this game, or tentacles.
Or root tentacles. There we go.
Yeah. A little bit of a brawl coming out in the top lane, but nothing's really going to happen against those two by themselves. They need a third party.
Are they ever going to kill each other?
No.
I think they can attack for the next 10 minutes straight on each other and still not die.
That's very true.
Like the regen would be enough. Either way, obviously we have the teleport up for Ice Vice, so he could get down into a lane to maybe go for a gank as well as Freaksa.
Yeah, but End Faculty getting quite the kill lead now. 4 kills for 1. And they're getting that gold lead as well, 15k. And they're buying some pretty tasty items. I mean, Deathstroke's Claymore coming out for Robin straight away. And so he's going to be looking very deadly pretty soon. And it looks like we're going to see some action coming into this top Destroyer here. They got. Will they be able to get Winter Blitz? It looks like they might be able to. Has he got Invis? Dropping the speed down, or the health even. Doesn't actually manages to keep out of that just. The slow coming in from the drop actually helped tremendously as it landed pretty much on all 3 of them there. I
feel like they should not have escaped that. Like no. I feel like there was just a big mess up on the side of TMU, and there was no way it should have escaped that. I mean, just I don't know, they got really lucky. Yeah, they really did.
They committed a lot to that as well, bringing down the arrow and some damage coming across from Robin, but not really anything going to happen from it.
All right, well. In terms of how these lanes are, I'm looking at, overall credits. And look between the mid laners alone. Look at Clockworks. 4,100 credits built up compared to Green Arrow, who's at 2,700. That's a huge difference.
Yeah.
And I feel like Nightmare Robin is kind of like a hyper carry. So if he gets going, just like Gascat, then it's very hard to deal with them.
Yeah.
And the thing is, if he keeps building up this lead, if he extends this lead even further, I mean, Green Arrow, and not to mention Mecha Wonder Woman are going to be such squishy, juicy targets to be killed.
Very much so. And I think pretty much any sort of next move or sort of overextension going on was actually going to end them. And there seems to be a big fight going down in the bottom here as well. Freaks are trying to slow down that Mecha Wonder Woman, but Ice Spice coming in with the TP, trying to save his teammate, but I think he could go down here as well if there's a lockdown, but there isn't. They've run out of CC. They're going to reset and get the camera on the bottom lane.
All right, so nice little play out of them. They're obviously ditching away from that top lane and start to push down on this bottom one a little bit more. Meantime, Nightmare Robin can continue to shove onto this middle turret, which turrets were nerfed a little bit actually in the big patch, making it a little bit easier to take down and do a little bit less damage as well. But Ice Spice looking for the chase here. He's getting very low. He's got to be very careful. This one gets slowed up, but he will survive. Obviously a very tanky beast here at this point. And Nightmare Superman will join the party as well to help out here in the meantime. Just hold them back. But let's see, Nightmare Robin, he will get a turret middle though. So, and we'll at least net one turret out of that little bit of a push.
Yep.
And they do take, what, a 5,000 credit difference.
Yep, and they've got that bottom objective as well. They've got another Raider tower. I shouldn't say Raider anymore. It's Destroyer tower. So they're able to place that and keep lots and lots of good vision up on both Leviathan and also the Raider, depending on which one you open first. But they're just much better on their objective control at the moment as well. Just, taking that mid tower down, doing a lot of damage in the bottom as well, and they're looking to probably take that bottom tower next, I would feel.
Yeah, this kind of has to be their moment to shine. Like, they're again, to me, more of a mid-game team with this lineup. They need to kind of snowball at this point, because if they don't get any sort of lead, which they've finally been able to build up, then unfortunately the other team will just get too tanky and it'll be too difficult for them to deal with them. So this is their moment to shine here. I think they want to force some fights. I think they want to make something happen and really start to get really aggressive in this one. But either way, we'll see. Obviously, time will tell, and there's still no Raider pod opened up just yet. And not to mention, Winner was kind of getting caught out on that top side, and even being chased down here by Ice Vice.
I mean, there is a concern.
Oh, Green Arrow! Ooh, he's got bursted down. Winter, he should fall from this one as Blizzard's going to be able to chase him here, but the hook will land. We'll get the kill. And now Blizzard will fall for that, though. He will pay the price, it seems. Clockwork's coming back in. Blizzard's still just kiting away, but gets knocked down to his death. That'll be a 2-for-1 exchange.
Nicely done. Nicely done from the M-Faculty boys yet again, making a bad situation very good for themselves. And Winter Bliss should have died a lot earlier there, to be honest. But Condemn coming in and just being wasted on the bottom lane. A slight miscommunication from the Unicorn team there, I feel. Dying under the tower. But what's quite interesting is that, with these two tanks in particular for Magic Unicorn, they could actually do a lot of good late game if they can actually get enough farm, because they're all attack damage really for M-Faculty. I mean, all their damage dealers are attack damage, and if you build just pure attack armor, lots and lots of health, this could be potentially a problem for them. But of course, there seems to be far too many kills going their way at the moment for M-Faculty to even worry about it. I think they're just going to outscale them with the items that they get early on, and it's not even going to really matter. But I like the idea of that thought process, but I don't think it's actually going to matter, because individually we know who's better here right now.
So getting very low, getting knocked down yet again on that bottom side, and he should fall from this one. Has his teammates to back him up here. You know what? He will drop. Clockworks is now unstoppable, picking up another kill, 6-0-2 here. And like you're saying, this snowball is starting to come really, really chunky here, as we even have Winter coming in from the backside here, looking for Green Arrow yet again. He should be able to escape this one. And, Handgun, yeah, I mean, on that Nightmare Superman, he kind of got caught out. It was a little bit of miscommunication earlier on near the turret. But he kind of popped the ultimate, realizing, I'm going to probably die here. Maybe I can stay alive if I use it. But unfortunately, as we saw, it didn't really net him anything here.
To be honest, it didn't even look like he was running away. It looked like he was trying to use it to go in for a kill. It was just a questionable position. But maybe we missed something beforehand, as I did do a quick sort of transition down to that bottom lane at the time. The top lane, trying to get pushed in, but yes, Joker's on the way back. And opens up the Raider as well. But will they go for it? Ooh, that's a good fear in. Can Freaks take some damage here? No. That drone wave's still pushed up, so it was a nice idea, but unfortunately the drones are in the way. And everybody gathering towards this Raider now, as they know it's open. Clockwork, Freaks are going to open up on it.
I really wonder why he'd opened it. well, running by.
Maybe it opened automatically, in fact. I just assumed he'd opened it. But
No, he did. Well, he had to, because it doesn't open until 20 minutes. Like, that's when they default open, and the Raider gets put on the bottom side. The Leviathan on top. But either way, there's a fight breaking out here. Winter being forced back here, but Ice Vice, the tankiest man, the team getting bursted down, getting complete taken away here. And Glockworks, when he's able to get away from the Nightmare Superman ultimate, but will get pulled back into the team, and he will eventually go down. He's now 6-1-3, picking up his first death of the game. But it's only a 1-for-1 trade. They still got the Raider nonetheless. They are still sitting on a comfortable about 9,000 credit lead here as the middle turret going to be pushed.
Indeed, and they're gonna lose their first tower here by the looks of it for M Faculty, and a little bit of teamwork finally coming in as well from the Magic Unicorn boys, which is refreshing to see. But tier 2 tower going down in the bottom lane, so making sure to work all the angles, even if they're losing a battle up top. But they did manage to secure the EMP though, as Winter Blizz has that right now. So potentially another tower to fall here for Unicorn as well, when they all decide to gather up as 5 and push something.
Oh yeah, and the EMP actually got a nice, I want to say buff, because you obviously can only stack it one style. You can't double stack it to get 6 seconds, but you get 5 on one stack.
It was 8 seconds before.
Oh, it was 8 seconds, okay. But you can only get 5 out of it now, I believe it is. And
yeah. But, you know, if you get 2 of them, that's 10 seconds, so that's pretty brutal. And you can get the Leviathan as well and have 2 EMPs out there. And we do have that top destroyer, actually. That's up and available.
It's just looking shady right now if you look at it. It's like...
There's so many people here for Faculty to take this. And
it looks like it's talking smack about my mom and it wants to get hit. Yeah, that's right. In fact, it's got my back.
Oh, yeah, they've got your back.
And my mom's back, too.
Oh, God, that sounds so wrong.
What?
Never mind.
Okay.
You're a sick person.
I don't know what to say. I mean, where do I go from there? Yeah. Well, it looks like Nightmare Superman, Mike, no, he's going to be fine. So obviously has AGL here to help him out. I'm going to call him AGL. Tom Green Lantern. We have API. AGL sounds pretty good.
AGL, it's got a nice ring to it.
It's like agility, AGL. He's green.
Yeah, but what about Arcane Green Lantern, AGL?
Yeah, but that's only when Darky plays.
Okay.
All right, well, I think it's being chased away. Popping the ultimate just to kind of save himself here, but got a lot of people chasing. Nice Michael ultimate comes down to actually cut them off here, but Gasbat committing for this one, looking for the kill. And there it is, coming in, picks that one up. He will eventually fall from this. It looks like, though, the shield coming in. He's going to barely escape. He will survive. And that will be another kill coming in. Clockwork, picks up the kill onto Mecha Wonder Woman. And that will be 4 kills for 0 deaths here. In the meantime, Gascat pushing top lane with API. And Gaslight Joker try to chase away Clockworks here, who should not escape this. There it is.
Yep. Oh, that was ridiculous. Like, if only Gasbat died there, Nightmare Superman would have come back to life through his passive, and the that whole team fight could have changed dramatically. But it was just, it got inches away from the auto attack from Mecha Wonder Woman, and that just, yeah, it was just so unlucky, really, coming in from Magic Unicorn. I mean, they're having no magic whatsoever in their play. I mean, they've got no... They don't. There's no luck there.
They got no je ne sais quoi?
Yeah. They don't have that big French
I don't actually
word.
even know what that means in French.
I think yeah, I think it's just what you mean. Just like bit of special play or whatever.
I'm sure someone in chat can probably tell me what that is a little bit later on. Either way, what I can tell you, 17-4 here, 21.5 minutes in. And there's over a 10,000 credit difference between the two teams here. And you know, this is only a best of 1 here, so if Magic Unicorn want to keep their hopes alive in this monthly 5 of October, they need to pull something out big here. They need to come back, and well, it looks like they might be heading up towards that top side. Maybe looking for a kill, maybe looking for a push, and they might be able to pick up a turret here. I think there's only 1 man in the way, and it's going to be API here, and against 4 or 5 people, you're not going to do too much.
Do you know what? It's a good move. I like this move. Do something, at least. The aggression coming out, and this looks like API could go down here. Condemn's coming out here. There's no way she's getting out of this. The hook can't miss. And yes, she will go down. And, you know, this is where I believe M Faculty should be pushing maybe a dampener in the bottom lane.
Yeah, they should have been doing something, but they kind of just...
They did have people
They froze. They had people go back to base to kind of maybe stop the push on the top side. But you know what? It's a free kill, free 2 turrets for them. And they'd be more than happy with that.
That was nice. I like that. Well done, Magic Unicorn. Done yourself proud there. But now they need to keep it going. And maybe they have done here because they just ran into 3 of them, 3 of the squishies. And the 2 tanks run away. Oh, but Mecha Wonder Woman's gone back.
Oh, Gaslight Batman, do not do that. Oh, I thought he was going to go over the wall there. That would have been a jump to your death.
Luckily, he can't jump over walls. So
oh, okay.
He's fine.
Oh, that saves it. That makes it even easier for me.
He would have just, yeah, he would just headbutted it essentially. But, you know, if he did go round, he was a dead man. He shouldn't be leading the charge with a gas bat.
He'll join his parents.
Yes, he would.
I've been watching Gotham as well, actually. Now that I think about it.
I haven't watched any of these new. I haven't seen Flash or Gotham.
Gotham's not that great, to be honest.
And I'm going to catch up with Green Arrow when I get back.
Yeah, nice fear comes in on X-Light, but knocks him away. He will head back towards his teammates and be fine. Well, like you said, finally starting to see a little bit of magic, a little bit of life here in TMU. And we're going to see how it takes. I mean, the thing is, the longer the game goes on, the better chance they have of winning these fights. Obviously, having their tanks get tankier, their damage get more damage. And the other team's going to start to fall off a little bit here. But, oh, Green Arrow getting caught up here. He's going to the shield. He's going to survive, and the fear comes in, knocking Clockworks away. They will go for a little bit of a disengage here. It seems like everyone will escape. Green Arrow, though, has got to be careful. If Gasbat lands ultimate across him, he would go down. It doesn't look like he has it up just yet. Yeah, 60 seconds to go on that one. And now Gasbat getting caught out. A really scruffy fight here from both teams so far, but API still coming in for this fight. Winner coming in from the backside as well. The fears, the hams being thrown in are just phenomenal out of Ice Vice here so far. And it looks like they will force and Faculty back, but Blizzard might go down for this one. He might just pay the ultimate price. He will die to Winner coming in from the south. And the rest of the team just going to back away, but really weird, scruffy fight. A lot of inconsistencies, a lot of miscommunication of whether or not to go in.
Blizzard making the mistake that they didn't think they had a Poison Ivy that was there healing the team, putting the shields down when they needed them at the right times. And that was a good pick off though. I'm liking that, but can they find another? Arrow's trying to come in from Green Arrow. Can he get the roly-poly? He's going in for the chase. I don't think he's going to get it. He needs a foam arrow here. He's got the. Oh, he's.
Oliver Quinn could have done it.
He could have done it. Oh, but now he's dead. He's totally dead. Oliver Quinn can't do it. He's trying to fight back to his teammates. He has done. And oh, wow, that's a good play, actually. Maybe he can find onto Freakser. But the Gas Joker is separating the team as best as he possibly can. Green Arrow is surely going to fall here, though, as more turn up for N Faculty now. And Ice Vice needing to run away.
And now Oliver Queen joined Moira and Robert. Now another names. It's so cool. Moira. It's such a hard name to say. It's like M-O-I-R-A.
It's a Scottish name, I believe.
Really?
Yeah, I think so. I don't know. I think it is. It sounds very Scottish.
Today I learned. But either way, yeah, it was a really interesting play coming out of them. It almost actually worked out really well for them, but unfortunately, Green Arrow got caught in the end. And Handgun, well, I mean, he had a nice pull-in to kind of lock them down to hold them away. Yeah. Unfortunately, it just wasn't enough to stop Clockworks, who can just kind of leap into the back lines like that.
I think it was just Green Arrow just getting too greedy on, you know, that atomic Poison Ivy. Like, she may be low health, but she still is going to take a lot of damage. And could have gone for a squishy instead. I mean, there's 4 of them to be had there. But decided not, and kind of fell into that classic trap of seeing somebody low HP and staying on the same target when you should be switching to something that hasn't got as much armor. But here we go. Another Raider coming in for N Faculty. Unless Magic Unicorn finally gets some magic in their play. But then just going to avoid it. No.
Here's a question for you.
Okay.
Does Green Arrow have any other universes like that he's the Green Arrow in?
Not as of yet.
I mean, even in the comics and stuff?
Oh, plenty in the comics.
In any of those, does he actually have superpowers?
I don't know, actually.
I'm curious. Because, like, to me, Nightmare Robin has superpowers, but Robin doesn't.
He's half vampire.
Okay, well, there you go. That's technically, technically a superpower.
I guess so.
But I'm curious if Green Arrow actually has any superpowers in any of his other universes.
I don't know, because I don't know all the comics, but I'm sure there is a possible universe where he does have superpowers. But I don't know. They usually tend to keep them quite classic, though, don't they? When heroes or champions don't have superpowers, they like to keep them that way.
What about? Well, that's what I'm thinking about Joker. Because Gaslight Joker, would you consider him having superpowers or just being really fat?
I just consider him being really fat.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure. But look at this, Leviathan. This is the first time we've seen this in about a year. Actually being done. Nice to see.
For you, yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's true. But this is going to be endgame now. So who's going to take the meteorite? This does a lot more damage and it does a big slow now.
Yeah, it does a lot more damage, and it's half the time. So
Yeah.
it actually comes down a lot quicker, which is a really nice thing for them. You can see, obviously, the meteorite, it looks like on Gasbat. And this is going to be interesting here. This is going to be potentially the final push, I want to say.
Poison Ivy, if she can whack her ultimate on top of it as well, oh, it'll be beautiful. But will they time it right? That's the thing. They can end it right here in this fight. And it looks like Meteorite's coming in with the slow come in from Poison Ivy.
Wow, look at Green Arrow. He just completely bursted down in that. And now the turret's going to fall as well. The Dampener on the way to be the next victim here. As you can see, Blizzard not going to escape that one. He's going to fall as well. It's a 2-for-0 exchange. And obviously, you can see the health bars on the side here of Faculty. Not the greatest, but obviously with Poison Ivy there to heal him up, it shouldn't be that big of a deal. And this Dampener, it's going to go. You just know it.
Yep. And with no EMP being used yet and no shield being used yet, this is pretty much game here for Faculty, as they're going to be cleaning it up so easily as they're taking down this Dampener. And to be honest, they're going to go for the bottom Dampener first. It looks that way. And maybe they're going to have Freezer tank this up. They are. And Gas Joker, there's nothing you can do, mate. There's literally nothing you can do.
Oh,
You're just not fat enough.
He's like, damn, I knew I should have had that ice cream last night.
Yeah. Eat more pork pies, mate. That's what you need.
More deep fried Snickers.
What has he got? He's got a little pork's head actually on the new skin.
Huh. Yeah, I actually was really curious what it was. What's his other hand? Just a.
This is.
What's attached to the cleaver?
I think it's just a cleaver.
What's attached to it? It looks like intestines or something.
Just some form of wire that goes somewhere. I don't know. I haven't figured that out yet.
He's right. Oh, it's.
But
so
whatever
funny to
it
see
is,
him
it's
run that
disgusting.
fast. Yeah. All right, so 24-6 here, about to hit that 30-minute mark in.
24-6 is pretty brutal.
And 20,000 credits.
Yep.
That's the worst part.
The slash surrender would have been coming out of me. Probably a lot of rage as well. That would have been me playing. I don't know how Magic Unicorn handle this kind of pressure or this uphill
Clearly
climb.
a lot better than you.
Yes, probably.
But who knows how much longer this is really going to last here, as now the rest of in fact, he can head towards the top side. Looking for a burst on a green arrow, and, well, there was a green arrow there. It's just a green skid mark now.
Just disappeared. I don't know what happened. He just literally left this earth very, very quickly.
He went back to the island.
Did he?
See, I learned so much about it just from watching
You're
the
just
show.
quoting it every time you can, can't
Yeah, of
you?
course. Maybe his sister Thea, you know, will join the party or something.
Possibly. Speedy. Speedy.
Or Sarah, the canary. See, I learned so much. I'm so proud of myself.
In fact, I think Black Canary would be a good addition to this game.
As what role would you put her? Burster?
I
Or
don't
a
know.
blaster?
Yeah, a blaster, actually. Definitely with a screaming voice. And I think like her ultimate, the scream should pretty much stun everything. Or have a massive knockback effect. And we've got big knockback effects coming in right here for Faculty as they're cleaning up this fight so quickly. Blizzard, you're not going to last long. The form wall,
He can
even
do it.
more slow. No.
I like how the ragdoll physics come into play. Once he dies, they just walk all over him and he gets trampled. Good stuff.
It is. And another tier 2 going down on this top lane now. This is the final push for the third and final Dampener.
With 3 kills and only 1 death here, that's definitely going to be a damper for themselves. And of course, you have the Super Drones pushing middle, the Super Drones pushing bottom as well. And, you know, Green Arrow and Gesso Joker are just pretty much occupied with keeping those drones away from their power core. And they can't do anything to the dampener here. Now with 3 lanes of Super Drones coming in, can they really defend this? Can they really last? And it looks like, in fact, they're just going to go back. Looks like maybe buy up here and then kind of go for that final push.
Yeah. Buy up, final push, GG, well played Faculty. I mean, let's be honest. Why is there no surrender right now from Magic Unicorn? There's nothing they can do now.
Oh, you didn't hear?
No?
Unicorns never surrender. They never give up.
They never surrender. That's good to know. Okay.
If they surrender, then they lose their horn and they become just a horse.
Is that why there's none left anymore?
Yep.
Too many of them surrendered.
They just give up.
It's a very...
And then England, never mind.
Where do you go with the England thing? I was going to go with a French thing.
Nope. Not going to say it.
Right, okay. I'll leave it there then. But anyways.
I want to say it, but I know I shouldn't.
No, well, don't say it then.
Okay.
Just don't go there. If you know it's bad.
It could be. Probably would be. Either way, obviously 33 minutes in. And one thing I guess we've seen from our previous games, at least a couple months ago, with the new patch, the games last a little bit longer. Or I feel like at least in this one, and Faculty, even with the lead they had built up, maybe it's just due to their composition, but it's taken them a lot longer to finish than I guess it would have in the past. Like we had a lot of really quick games. I mean, those just might have been, been due to people surrendering so quickly, but maybe it's also just due to Faculty not really being able to close out games as quickly as Dignitas could back then.
Quite possibly. But, ooh, oh dear. That's looking bad for Sight there. He's taking a lot of damage. He's having to back off. And I'm really surprised Clockwork just didn't try and destroy that tower, as Clockwork might go down here to the tower. He does. How have they got not this tower down yet? There we go, finally. But there we go. M Faculty finally taking this win. But they took their time there. They even almost threw it there on that last fight, just not even trying to go down for that tower first rather than try and get the kills. A little bit of silly mistake, but they cleaned it up very nicely in the end.
Yeah, they did. And I don't know, I'm thinking about their composition, and I'm not really super convinced by their comp that it was necessarily a strong composition.
Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong, I mean, Winter finished 12-2, Clockwork at 12-3. Excite didn't even die once, finished at 3-0-16. But I don't know, I mean, their composition was meant to snowball, and then they had that big hiccup with that big push that came in on the top lane, taking down 2 turrets, taking down API, and it kind of just caught them off guard, and they kind of like, all right, well, where do we go from here? What's our next step? They didn't really have their next moment planned. I mean, obviously with the radar camera being taken, away now,
yeah,
the range is a lot shorter on the towers, so it's kind of like you can't get as much vision as you would like to most of the time.
I mean, to be honest, I like the idea that Handgun and Ice Vice could have really tanked out pretty much all of that damage as well, because they were all attack damage. All that damage output from M Faculty was attack damage. They didn't really have any blasters. And that was a kind of a big risk. I mean, if some of the first kills actually went towards Magic Unicorn at the start and they had a bit more of a bankroll,
yeah,
they would have been impossible to kill at some points. And
well, if you think about the duo of Winter and Clockworks were the only thing that really killing people. I mean, they had 24 out of their 32 kills. I didn't have to do math in my head, but it was really close. I almost tried to.
You looked at the bottom of the screen.
Yeah, I was like, oh, wait, isn't it down here? There it is.
There it is.
But they had over half of their kills because they could just go into the backline and assassinate someone.
Yeah.
And, it's also due to... It's also due to, obviously, Grasslight Joker, he doesn't really want to push that too far away from his team because he's obviously be bursted down really quickly as well. But, maybe if he was tankier, because of them getting an earlier start, they could have separated a little bit further, get that little distance that they needed between him and Green Arrow, and then could have held on to the fights a little bit longer.
Yeah, I mean...
Or Green Arrow just wouldn't have been bursted down so quickly because...
Under towers everywhere. Yeah, it was pretty ugly.